Okay. Now intentionally starting a stream. I'll try not to curse profusely and actually do what I came here to do, which is, oh boy, it's so ironic. I'm not ashamed of that at all. It's like, yeah, that's who I am, man. I'm a disgusted. I'm a nice guy who meditates all the time, and then I'm also just an absolute asshole with a sailor's mouth. Um, who gets really mad when technology goes wrong, and so that's what that was. But that's all behind us now. You think I'm gonna deny it? Think I'm gonna be all ashamed and embarrassed about it? No, I don't give a shit. I hope somebody recorded it, and then that'll be on my you know that'll be out there someday. Just only joking, and that's enough about that. And what we're doing here, I gotta adjust. I gotta make sure this is nice and visible. I was doing some pencil work the other day on this. Great lighting setup here with just a gigantic shadow blocking what I'm doing. But yeah, this is like a nice little, like a stained glass image guy. Isn't that neat? Wow. And what do we got here? I felt like I was going to say something, and then I was so flustered by dealing with all the... I'm just going to get started. I don't really care. But thanks for being here, and I'm just going to do my thing, and I'll try to remember to actually look at the comments. Damien, you would have liked it. I was I was going off. I'm just a complete computer idiot over here, and yeah, was apparently streaming while I thought I was trying to fix the stream, and just was great. But here we go. I'm gonna adjust this light. It's always good that I decide to do these at just the latest possible time. I'm hoping that helps and doesn't just wash it out. But, okay. I'm realizing I need to invest in some new microns, because some of the black ones, because they don't bleed, and I had a bunch of them for years, and now I've gone all through them. They were bought for me by my mother-in-law, and now I need some more. That's not bad. I can sometimes get self-conscious on these things, because as a not trained artist, sort of a self-taught artist, I really stumble my way through this stuff. Sometimes that I don't mean to unfairly undercut myself, but it's just the truth of it. There are some artists who can just like knock out exactly what they have in mind immediately, and I kind of got to feel it out, and I fuck it up all the time. So don't have Andy's music tonight, because that link is not engaged. Because I didn't plan to do this. So my favorite podcast in the world at the moment, at this point in life, is Your Kickstarter Sucks, and has been for a while. And I had the idea to, I've been listening to it, yeah, probably since 2019, maybe earlier than that. And I just love these guys, the hosts, you know, they're just, they speak the truth about life. I mean, it's a complete ridiculous podcast full of bits, and it's just comedy ridiculousness as they review terrible Kickstarters. But it's wonderful because they interject real ironic truths about what's going on in the world and with politics and with the virus and the pandemic, and just are pretty unfiltered but very hilarious people. And to me, they have contributed to my life so significantly that I have decided to saint them. In sort of a stained glass style. Because in my mind they are holy. They're doing God's work in a very real sense. Yeah, last time I did this, the one time that I have streamed thus far, just got extremely high and forgot to actually look at the comments, and that was the one time that actually had a good, you know, a bunch of people came over from Andy's stream. Ah, thank you for that, Damien. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad you responded to it well. I had a lot of fun doing it. I just realized after the fact that it felt foolish for people generally, yeah, like to be interacted with on the chat, and there was just like pages and pages of comments that I hadn't even looked at, and then I just closed out the stream and lost all of it, or at least since I'm a technology idiot, I don't know how to get it back. Oh yeah, super quick. I'm gonna shoot this out to my. I forgot to send a link. This was happening. Nearly done. Meant to do that earlier. Probably should have. Anyway, whatever. Relax. Okay, gonna drop this link in one more place and then I'll get back to it. And I'm gonna need a reference image. I could pretend that I don't use reference images, but I absolutely do. Like folded fabric on a piece of glass. Yeah, I'm gonna need some help with that. Just great content. A guy scrolling through his phone. Totally. I guess that's true. We all have to refer to something. Um, oh my gosh. Yeah, this is. I'm opening Discord, and of course, it's installing an automatic update. That's really neat. The stream is going as well as the New York City Christmas tree. That thing. That thing is disgraceful. There we go. Nearly done here. Alright, here we go. Yeah, that New York tree. It's like what were they thinking? I mean, it seems like a bit. It seems like a joke to me. And you can't make that shit up. Like it's so fitting to what this year has been. But you would think that when they were transporting that gigantic thing, that maybe somebody along the line would have said like, "Hey, maybe we should choose a tree that isn't already half dead at the bottom." Just I don't know, and they just went for it. So okay, that's okay. New York City's probably empty right now. Basically, it's just like $5,000 a month loft apartments that are completely empty because everyone moved away because they can't afford to live there anymore. That rocks. Yeah, right. Yeah, gluing extra limbs on. If they legitimately did that, I didn't know about that. I'm not sure if that's true. Bedtime reminder. Not tonight, baby. It's Friday. We're staying up late. That's a during. Yeah, this is, when you have a 6-year-old child, he tends to learn to get to bed earlier, because they're up whether you like it or not. Parents everywhere just losing their minds about it. They're like, yeah, we know. They're just feeling so seen and heard. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm having trouble. I'm hesitating on this draping robe here because at the end I really want it to look like what it is, like a draping robe. In stained glass form. I love that someone commented on the previous stream when I was unaware that I was on, uh, and I don't know if they're a subscriber of mine or not. I didn't recognize their name or photo. They were just like, "You live, dog." 8 minutes in, um, but I'm grateful for that person because, yikes. Yeah, I just fucked this all up. I might have to redo that. Or maybe when I paint it, I can hide some of the... I don't know. It looks alright. Does it look how I wanted it to? No. Typical. Moving on from that pen. So they decriminalized marijuana on a federal level. If I'm understanding the news correctly, I only saw a headline. I did not read it fully, just like all the other news I absorb, huh? Just kidding. But that would be nice. I mean, it doesn't affect me much because I have lived in legal marijuana, recreational legal states for 10 years now. Colorado and then Oregon. So I'm covered. But I mean, truly, I hope for the sake of many people, medically and otherwise, that it does get fully legalized everywhere, so that people have access to it. Definitely an advocate of the plant. And is it for everybody? No, it doesn't have to be. It's not helpful for everyone. It's not everybody needs to be a big pothead, but it is absolutely beneficial for certain people, and hey, just straight up enjoyable, you know? So, I'm glad that progress is being made there. And next up we gotta get the psilocybin mushrooms fully legal. Posca paint pens. No, I haven't. I'm not familiar with those. Are they good? Are they nice? I'm not familiar with that brand, although I can't say widely versed in a art tech, you know. But I would certainly look into those. I love finding new stuff to work with and to try out. Yeah. The psilocybin decriminalization, yeah, for sure. It just, I believe it can be legally studied and medically distributed in a few states. I think Colorado is one of them, and Oregon as well, but it's still got a long way to go as far as just even the taboo around the subject for so many people. And mainly like uptight politicians and sort of more conservative subset of society. But I don't know where this came from, that drugs need to be, or at least drugs that grow out of the ground, to be clear, to make an important differentiation, like why those need to be scary or dangerous, bad, evil, sinful, quote unquote. That's strange to me. Like, you can eat a little mushroom and have go on a substantial journey in your mind, or perhaps even learn some marvelously beautiful things and be connected to something profound. That's for sure. turning into the Joe Rogan podcast over here talking about mushrooms. But I mean, like, jokes aside, or whatever people say or hate about him, like, I think his voice has actually had a pretty substantial role in moving that sort of thing forward, or at least expanding the what am I trying to say? Like, the amount of people who hear experts talk on such things, of which I am not. But okay. Yeah, that I like. Yeah, that upper part, not bad. I'm here for that. Totally. Yeah. I just got done watching this movie, Stakeout, from I think 1989, with Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez. Emilio Estevez, strange guy. Like, I don't necessarily dislike him. I think he's a you know, formidable actor. He can hold his own, whatever. But of course, I always primarily knew him as Coach Bombay, Coach Gordon Bombay from the Mighty Ducks films. But Stakeout, you know, it's a buddy cop movie, which I love. Even though cops are bad right now, in the '80s they were good, kind of. I mean, not really, but um, I was hoping it would be a bit more of a shoot 'em up. Not a shoot 'em up. Just a little more action and something like a Tango and Cash, or. But it's really just Richard Dreyfuss in a extremely disgustingly misogynist character. They're staking out this, uh, beautiful woman who is the ex-girlfriend of an escaped convict, and he's the reason they're watching this woman's house. Um, but I'm realizing more and more as I dive into watching these '80s movies for the first time, so many narratives were about basically just men being really gross. Well, okay. At the time, they thought that it was like, oh, isn't this funny? How I'm being really aggressive and sexual and suggestive, and the women are always portrayed uh, as just kind of not intelligent and just going along with it, and like their entire role in the film is basically just to be doted upon um, by these dopes. And it's just, I mean, all those scripts primarily were written by men, of course, who probably had never had a date in their life, and that's how they wished that women were. Um, and it's just, I don't know. It kind of it kills it for me a little bit. I don't mean to be like Mr. Woke guy, because I'm not necessarily. Strange way to phrase that. Anyhow, but I just mean it's more evident to me than it ever was before. Um, what a sort of toxic masculine uh, theme a lot of these movies have to them. I'm going, come on, fellas, huh? Be a gentleman. As if I've never been a creep myself. Maybe I should have eaten more. Okay, what's going on with that? Okay. Anyway, Stakeout. Was I going to say anything more about that? Emilio Estevez, weird guy. He was almost like not a child actor, but kind of like a teen heartthrob. It seems like he was started to get cast in stuff really young, and directed his own movie called Wisdom, which I've not watched yet. Had no idea it existed. Found that on VHS. And yeah, I kind of love just finding weird random shit that it's like, how did I not know this exists with a decently, I mean, that's not the only example, but yeah, decently well-known actor in just, many of them have been in super obscure, like, clunkers of films. And I guess that's why they're obscure, because they're not very good. But I like bad movies. I like, you know, it's interesting to me because it takes so much effort and time and money to make any movie, and the fact that so many bad ones exist is fascinating. Because it's like it seems like there should be so many points along the way where someone speaks up and is like, you know, this is a piece of shit. This script is terrible, or this premise is so ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know. They might just be all like Hollywood sleazebags who don't care that it's trash writing, and because it still makes money, because a lot of Americans are dumb and liked really idiotic entertainment, and nothing has changed. And I'm not being holier than thou. I like dumb stuff too, but you know. But it's like, I don't care what Baby Yoda's name is, you know. That's a meme to me. And that whole thing seems to have been put together just by genius Disney marketing execs who were like, what is the biggest crossover from everything popular on the internet, or like taking the curating Reddit, and they're just like, what is some dumbass element that we can put in Star Wars to make it, to draw even more attention to it? I mean, how many people probably signed up for Disney Plus just because of some, you know, Baby Yoda thing? They were like, huh, Baby Yoda, now this I gotta see. $10 a month, and then they go on to forget that they signed up and just leave it there for like 13 months. Anyway, Disney Plus is fine. Kind of. I mean, but all I'm saying is, and it's fine if you like Mandalorian, it's probably a good show. I've never watched it. But it's just funny to me because I absolutely think that sort of element has been, was not just some creative writer's vision for the Star Wars universe, but that it was like dreamed up by some execs as like the most profitable option to include in the new series. But are you gonna hear them admit it? No. They'll be like, actually, Josh, Baby Yoda has a very tender, empathic story. And in fact, Baby Yoda is non-binary and experienced a lot of trauma in its little baby life. Actually, that might all be a part of the show. I have not seen 1 minute of Mandalorian, so sorry if I'm... actually, I'm not sorry at all. And that's really cool, you know, just Friday night talking about Baby Yoda. Okay. No, that was the wrong place to put a line. That's it. They're gonna have my ass for that one. Okay. Probably a way that I can Photoshop that out. Just kidding. Okay, let's move on. I'll fix that later. The stumble stream is kind of what this is, like kind of like streaming a like a 2-year-old with finger paints, just seeing if they create any masterworks. Spoiler alert, they don't. Man, these guys who did the stained glass windows, they knew what the heck they were doing, huh? Probably had to break a lot of glass or something. Get it wrong a bunch of times before they got it right, before the Catholic Church was like, okay, we'll pay you for this one, but you messed up the other ones. Man, okay. That's okay. It's all gonna be fixed. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be adorable. And, yeah. It's gonna brighten somebody's day, Josh, so relax. Somebody's gonna say, that's almost as cute as Baby Yoda. Almost. Let's not get carried away. Can you imagine how many Baby Yoda toys are going to be distributed this Christmas? Just like enough to certainly like feed an entire third world country. But that's okay. That's where all those like stuffed animal Baby Yodas are being made anyways, third world countries, and by little children in sweatshops. And anyway, that, you know, good thing to talk about when you're drawing a saint, a pretend saint. But yeah, I was at Costco the other day. And yeah, I had my mask on, so relax, everybody. Uh, and this woman walked by with just a gigantic plush Baby Yoda, like not the normal kind of stuffed animals that we had that I had when I was a kid, but like they stuck it in a enlarging machine and turned it into this marshmallow puff thing the size of a, I don't know, the size of like an exercise ball or one of those big yoga balls that you sit on. Great point of reference. Couldn't think of anything else that was around that size. Anyway, just a large Baby Yoda. She's gonna cram it in some kid's stocking. And he'll play with it for about 5 seconds until they come out with Baby Yoda 2, you know, and then it's gonna be, like, I don't know, what is it gonna be, like a Trolls World Tour Mandalorian crossover with, is that the next? Is it gonna be like Fortnite meets Minecraft in space, you know, on TikTok, and it's all in 1 minute segments. So just a $1 billion idea over here. And let me tell you, buddy, I got those all night. Okay. Okay, that's coming together. Yeah, yeah. Just affirming myself out loud, just speaking. Yeah, yeah. Artist slams Baby Yoda. You won't believe what he said. I love that. Right, those, yeah, clickbait is fascinating. Yeah, I'm gonna be making headlines here. No one has ever slammed Baby Yoda quite like I can. Disney is just like, oh, he saw right through us. How could we have been so foolish? And when the Disney execs, okay, what's that Rorschach line? When the Disney execs look up at me and ask me to save them, and I will whisper no or something. Great bit. Always, just always stick the landing by knowing the quote extremely well before launching into it. This pen is crapping out. Yeah, and I've got these other ones that this pen is just going like, would you stop, man? Enough already. Yeah, this one is tanked. That's that. Cat in the Hat, and that was that. Busta Rhymes. I listened to that Mike Birbiglia CD so many times. Two Drink Mike. Back in the year of our Lord, 2010. Back when, hey, didn't have COVID back then, huh? 2010. We were still living in bliss ignorance. Kind of 6. I guess I did not eat enough. My stomach is just going ham. And it's like, hey, freaking put some ham in there, you know? It's kind of what my stomach. That's sort of like his main. It's kind of like the only joke he knows. So I've heard it a lot of times. I know it's hilarious to everyone in here, but to me, it's old news, baby. Been saying baby a lot. What is that? What is this? 1993? Some earlier year than that when people said that a lot? I don't know. The Freemasons are just rolling in their graves right now. They're just going, that's not how you do. You're getting the lines all wrong, you know? That's not how you do a freaking stained glass. Also, Freemasons didn't do this, but they were probably adjacent to it. They were like putting bricks in the churches while some other guy, whatever a stained glass guy is called, whatever whatever that occupation is, stained glass guy. They probably advertised in the phone book, just like, hey, do you need any consecrated images of deities and dead guys and dead ladies, like in colored glass? Call 1-800 Hey, just dial one. It's dial straight 1-800. Holy pains. How's that? Is that anything? Holy pains for you. No, that sounds bad. It sounds like pain, the bad kind of pain. No good. That's it. Anyway, stained glass guy. That had to be a job. I'm sure there's a term for that, right? Like stained glass master. Like who would you say are like your top 10 favorite stained glass masters? With me, I'd have to go. I'd have to go Chef Boyardee. I'd say Carmen Sandiego, and I'd say uh, you know, Regis and Kathy Lee are sneaking into the top five for me. So, and the rest, it's just too hard to say. I can't rank them. I have too many favorite stained glass guys from times past. So, guess we'll never know. And is there really a best? Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to stall by erasing these glorious fields in the back here. Okay, I'm gonna end this thing. Thank you for being here, Damien. Nice to talk with you. I'm so glad to. I really enjoyed chatting with you, and this will obviously go up on the regular YouTube. But thanks for sticking around, watching me stumble through, trying to do a stained glass guy, and eventually this piece will be done and it will look better. But I'll do it in the silence of my home without trying to come up with bad riffs, and focus on art itself. So, farewell. Namaste. See you, man. Bye-bye.